Google has a leaked AI design agent that looks like it's coming for the entire vibe coding space. Anthropic just dropped a 1 million token context window at no extra cost, and they're doubling usage limits for everyone for the next 2 weeks. So let's get into it. So what you're looking at right now is an early look, so keep that in mind because it might change, but it's worth paying attention to because Testing Catalog, who has a pretty solid track record when it comes to this type of early look stuff, what they found is what appears to be a complete ground up redesign of Google Stitch. And honestly, if this is what Google is building, they're about to enter the vibe coding and vibe design space in a much bigger way than people are probably expecting. Just to give you guys some background first, because not everyone is aware that Google has a tool called Stitch. And Stitch is Google's AI-powered design tool, which launched at Google I/O 2025, which was less than a year ago. And it was actually a rebrand of Galileo AI, a startup Google actually acquired. The core idea is simple. You describe a UI and it builds it out for you. You're not writing code and you're not dragging elements around in Figma. You're just describing what you want and the AI figures out the layout, the components, the visual structure. That's the foundation Stitch was built on. But what Testing Catalog found suggests that what's coming is actually a fundamentally different product from what launched last year. This isn't a feature update. This looks like a complete rethinking of what the tool is and what it's trying to do. Let's start with the workspace itself, because this is where you notice the shift immediately. The current version of Stitch is a flat canvas, which is a pretty standard for a design tool. The new version is actually moving to a 3D workspace. Users are going to feel like they're operating inside a spatial environment rather than just working on a flat surface. And sitting inside that workspace is an AI agent that shows up as a compact, expandable widget. The widget actually shifts position visually depending on whether you're in design mode or prototype mode. That's a deliberate product design. They're trying to make it feel less like you're using a tool and more like you're working alongside something that's paying attention to what you're doing. There's also an agent log built in, so you can pull up the history of what the agent has done or said without it cluttering your main workspace. A small detail, but that kind of thing matters a lot when you're deep in a long session. Now the voice mode is where things start to get genuinely different from anything else in this space. You're going to be able to choose from multiple voice options for your agent, so when it responds, a glowing halo appears around the prompt bar and you get spoken audio back. So instead of typing a prompt and reading a text response, you can have an actual back and forth conversation with the thing. Ask it to change the layout, ask it why it made a certain design choice, or ask it to brainstorm alternatives, and it talks back to you. That's a meaningfully different interaction model. Right now, most of these tools are still fundamentally text in, output on screen. Stitch is trying to make the AI feel more like a collaborator that's in the room with you. The prototyping side also gets a big upgrade. You can view and navigate screen-to-screen connections, generate QR codes on the fly for user research sessions, and there's a feature called Imagine More Screens, where Stitch will look at what you built and suggest the missing pieces, screens you haven't thought of yet but probably need. That's a really useful feature for anyone who's done UX work and knows how easy it is to miss a state or a flow when you're deep into building. But the thing that really changes the story here, the detail that elevates this from a design tool to something more significant, is the React export. Stitch is adding the ability to take your selected screens and generate a fully functional React application from them. Not a clickable prototype, which is not going to be a spec document either. Actual working code that you can export to AI Studio or plug into another tool and keep building from. That is a massive step because right now the gap between I have a design and I have a working app is still where a lot of time gets lost. If Stitch can reliably close that gap, go from a described concept all the way to exportable production ready code, that puts it in direct competition with Bolt, Lovable VO, and every other tool that's been eating in this space over the last year or so. And Google has something that none of these tools have, which is distribution. If this ships and it works, millions of people are going to find out about it immediately. They're also building toward MCP export and agent skills integration, which suggests they're thinking about Stitch as part of a broader agentic ecosystem and not just a standalone design tool. That's a longer term play, but it points to where this is heading. Google I/O 2026 is scheduled for May 19th and 20, and this redesign feels like exactly the kind of thing Google will want to put on stage. So we're probably about 2 months out from an official reveal if that's the plan. Again, this is all based on leaked UI traces that Testing Catalog found in the app. Nothing has been officially confirmed, but the pattern of features here is coherent enough that this doesn't feel like a scattered experiment. It kind of feels like a product that's ready for release soon. So Anthropic just did something today that a lot of people weren't expecting. They put out a tweet saying they're doubling usage limits for Claude users for the next 2 weeks. Free users, pro users, all of them. And look, on the surface, this looks like a nice gesture, but I think there's a pretty clear strategic play happening here. From March 13th through March 27th, if you're a free, pro, max, or a team plan user, your usage outside of peak hours is doubled. The peak window they're carving out is 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern, basically the US work morning. Everything outside that, you're getting 2 times your normal limits, and the bonus usage also doesn't count against your weekly cap either, so this is genuinely extra headroom, not just repackaged. But here's what I actually think is going on. Anthropic is in the middle of a pretty aggressive push to take users away from ChatGPT and Gemini. And one of the biggest friction points for someone switching AI tools is habit. People already have a workflow, they're already used to something, and unless you give them a real reason to spend more time with your product, they're not going to. Doubling usage limits for 2 weeks is a direct answer to that problem. It gets people using Claude more, building more with it, and potentially sticking around after the promotion ends. It works across pretty much the whole Claude ecosystem too. Web, desktop, mobile, Claude Code, Cowork, Excel, and PowerPoint. The only carve out is enterprise plans. No action is needed, it's automatically applied as well. So yeah, framed as a thank you, but really this is Anthropic making a move. They know the AI space is getting more competitive by the week, and they're not just sitting on Claude's momentum right now. They're trying to convert it into long-term users, which I think is a smart play by them. Next up, similar like the other one, Anthropic just made and it looks like Anthropic doesn't want to slow down. They just made 1 million token context window generally available for Claude Opus 4.6 and Sonnet 4.6, and more importantly, there's no price premium for using it. Same per token rate whether you're spending 9,000 tokens or 900,000, which is a meaningful change. So let's put that number in perspective real quick, because 1 million tokens sounds abstract. We're talking roughly about 750,000 words, which is the entire Lord of the Rings trilogy multiple times over, or an entire large code base, or thousands of pages of legal documents all loaded into a single conversation at once. That's the scale we're dealing with here. Now here's why this matters competitively. Context window size has become one of the main battlegrounds between the major AI labs right now. If we look at the benchmark chart Anthropic just posted, at the full 1 million token window, Opus 4.6 scores 78.3% on the long context retrieval benchmark, while GPT is down at 36.6%, and Gemini sits as 25.9%. Having a large context window doesn't matter much if the model can't actually use it effectively, and that's exactly the gap Anthropic is highlighting here. There are a few other things worth noting. You can now fit up to 6,000 images or PDF pages in a single request, that's up from 100 before. For Claude Code users on Max, Team, and Enterprise, Opus 4.6 now defaults to the full 1 million context window automatically, which means fewer context compactions mid-session. One company quoted that they saw a 15% drop in compaction events after switching over, which is significant if you're running long agentic workflows. No code changes required either. If you're already using the beta header, it just gets ignored now. It works automatically for requests over 200,000 tokens. The use case this unlocks are genuinely interesting. Entire codebase analysis in one shot, cross-referencing hundreds of pages of contracts, loading a full production incident trace from start to finish without losing anything along the way. Previously, you'd have to build all this chunking and summarization infrastructure yourself. Now you just don't have to. This is Anthropic making a direct play for the enterprise and developer market, and they're doing it by winning on a dimension where their competitors are measurably weaker right now. But that's it for today's video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, follow us on Twitter, follow the world of AI, and don't forget to subscribe to our newsletter. We post constantly and you don't want to miss this. I'll see you guys in the next one.